the word Toastmasters is mentioned, a lot of people say that they will join for better public speaking skills. Some join to overcome their stage fear. Others join to overcome their fear of facing the audience. I give them a challenge. Why don't you join to become a professional speaker? Because leadership says, the true essence of leadership is always think 2 steps ahead. I always tell every club officer, think 2 positions ahead. If you are a sergeant at arms, think at the level of a secretary. If you are a secretary, think at the level of a VP membership. If you are a VP membership, think at the level of a president. If you are a president, think at the level of a division director. Because that will give you the broader vision. Otherwise, you're pretty much like that frog in the well, doing your routine tasks day in, day out. The trouble with going through your motions in a typical Toastmasters meeting is that you don't improve. You need to be 2 steps ahead, and to me, becoming a professional speaker, even if you don't wish to speak professionally, is one of the ways by which you can improve as a Toastmaster. So worst case, you will improve as a Toastmaster, you will improve your communication skills. Best case, you will get paid for speaking. It's not a bad deal, is it? So let's look at some of the best practices of professional speaking. First of all, let's define what a professional speaker is. Essentially, a professional speaker is a person who gets paid for speaking. Now, this could be in a monetary sense, and within monetary there could be currency and non-currency methods of payment. For example, I may be paid in currency terms, in that I may get paid in cash, I may get paid by bank transfer or a check, where there is a hard currency transfer. Or a non-currency, or should I say a soft currency, in which I am paid somewhat in kind. For example, recently I delivered a keynote address for a business college. Now it turns out that that business college had a tie-up with another organization for keynote addresses, and as such, me speaking there and getting paid for it would be a violation of their service license agreement with the said professional speakers body. So what they did was that they paid me in Amazon gift vouchers. So currently I have a few thousand rupees worth of Amazon gift vouchers which I can utilize. Now that is non-currency or soft currency form of payment. Once when we start out, we don't expect to get paid, but we are still getting paid in that people are investing their time, or they are investing their material, or they are investing any other commodity in order to listen to you. For example, right now, today, there are close to 10 people in this room. I will be speaking for approximately 18 minutes. By the time I finish, I will have utilized 180 minutes. That is 3 hours of time. Can I make it worthwhile? And that is time investment, because you could have spent your 18 minutes elsewhere or listening to something better. They invest time in speaking. Now, when I say get paid for speaking and invest time in speaking, which means that they prepare themselves as speakers. They are speakers day in, day out. In every activity they perform, they are speakers. They cultivate a sense that their life revolves around professional speaking. Even in their personal interactions with one person, maybe a family member, there are hints of professional speaking. They are subject matter experts. Every professional speaker needs to be a subject matter expert in one domain or the other. And this makes me realize that perhaps I'll never be a professional speaker, because I'm more of a jack of all trades and a master of none. But Mukesh here, for example, is a chartered accountant. He can talk on all things finance. Anu is an HR professional. She can run rings around you when it comes to HR policies. Or Vijay here is a data analyst. When it comes to Excel, he can speak professionally. Roli here is a technical writer. When it comes to how to write, she can literally write a book on it. So every professional speaker also has to be a subject matter expert, because that is how you are recognized in your field. So speaking about the club professional speakers, that is this club. It aims to promote professional speaking as a skill. Case in point, this particular module that you are going through right now, the professional speech module, we dedicatedly give 18 minutes to a speaker so that they can display their skills and improve upon them. Why 18 minutes? Because typically TED Talks, and especially what I will discuss further, the accredited speaker talk is of a length of 18 minutes. So we help you prepare for that. Encourages members to become professional speakers. When you come to professional speakers, your VP education is going to get after your life, asking for your short-term and long-term goals, and they have to be tied into professional speaking at one point or the other. That, and these are regularly tracked. We have a business segment after each meeting in which your short-term and long-term goals are tracked, or at least your short-term goals are tracked. We provide opportunities for professional speaking within the club, which is, for example, this speech, and outside the club. Professional speaker seeks and ties up with business establishments for providing professional speaking services or training assignments. Right now we have one with APJ schools wherein we are conducting a youth leadership program. We seek participation from like-minded Toastmasters who want to take up professional speaking as a vocation. So our eligibility is that you have to be a Toastmaster, you have to be a level 2 certified, you also, or you could be a competent communicator. After that, there is the small matter of SOP. Once you clear that, you can become a member of a club. After that, we have some pretty strict rules in that you cannot miss more than 2 meetings in a month if you are a regular member, and not more than 1 meeting in a month if you are an EC officer. We encourage club members to become accredited speakers with Toastmasters International. The 18-minute speech slot is specifically designed to cater to your particular needs. And we explore best practices in professional speaking. In late December, we started a program under the aegis of our President, Distinguished Toastmaster Mukesh Thakur, to focus specifically on professional speaking. Those of you who receive communication from us as to how the meeting transpired will also know that we share all the PDFs of whatever of the professional speech that was conducted. The aim is to disseminate information as much as possible so that you get an idea of what is it that we actually do out here, so that you can maximize the benefit by joining Toastmaster Professional Speakers Club. When you are a professional speaker, what are the behaviors expected of you? When you are a professional speaker here, you will be intimidated intimidated, not intimidated. Strike that off. Actually, it is intimidated. A lot of people find it intimidating. You will be intimidated at least 2 weeks in advance. And Bhuvan has already prepared a roster. Can we have a round of applause? We'll let a few guests. And Bhuvan has already shared a list of the next professional speakers for the next 1 month. So that is more than 2 weeks of notification. Now, what happens in those 2 weeks? First, you have to indicate if you are going to need a presentation. If yes, then you will use the template that has been shared with all the club members. So there is a specific template that we use. And you will share the presentation with your mentor in the first week itself. And once it gets approved, the mentor would like you to write your speech in the slide notes. If you're not using a presentation, then you have to share the speech with your mentor in an editable format within the first week. You have to send a video or an audio recording of what you will talk about for less than 1 minute. This will be used for PR purposes. And last but not the least, practice, practice, practice. As a mentor, as a current mentor for all the professional speakers in this club, I am not looking for your performance on stage. I am looking for your performance off stage. Because as I will call out in a later slide, the more you sweat in peace, the less you will bleed in war. It is that sweating in peace that I am looking for. What you do off the stage, what kind of an effort you are putting in. If I am asking you for a professional speech, and if I get it within the first 2 days, then I know that you will have sufficient time to practice. And that is what I am looking for, because that is what professional speaking is about. It is not about the 18 minutes that you will spend here on stage. It is about the more than 18 hours of effort that you will put in off the stage to make it a speech for everyone to remember. The best practices. First of all, prepare your next 3 speeches now. Anu, okay. Rolly, when do you have your next professional speech? 9th of Feb. I'm not asking you to prepare your 9th Feb speech now. I'm asking you to prepare your next 3 speeches. The reason for that is you will have a clear-cut idea of what you want to talk about. For example, Vijay gave a speech on data analytics, and he's already shared the topic for the next professional speech, which is cloud computing. And I'm pretty sure that he started preparation for it as well. Preparing 3 speeches in advance serves 2 purposes. 1, it makes you more prepared. 2, if a professional speaker backs out, then you are the backup and you can deliver a professional speech on demand. Practice using the slide remote. If you're going to use the presentation, then you will get the slide remote 1 week prior to your professional speech. You can practice using it. Just remember to bring it the next time when you come, so that it can be given to the next professional speaker. Time your speeches. We often lose concept of time. Sometimes we speak too fast and we finish earlier. Sometimes we speak too slow and it takes some time. Try not looking at the screen, which I have been doing, and I'm pretty sure that it will be called out in the feedback. One way to do it is to have callouts in your hand. Another way to do it is to remember your speech. And yet another way to do it is to orient the screen so you know what is the next thing that you want to talk about. arrive at least 15 minutes before start of the meeting. The reason for that is you want to have the presentation set up, you want to have the camera set up, so that you are ready for your speech when called upon the stage to speak. Remind the sergeant at arms to ensure that your speech gets recorded. One speaker did not get her speech recorded, and it was not entirely her fault. It was the sergeant at arms who did not remember to press the record button. The sergeant at arms' name was Rupinder Singh. And remember that the more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. This was the table topic last year in Chandigarh. It means that your efforts off the stage will ensure success on the stage. So please make sure that you prepare. Like I said, practice, practice, practice. Send your speech in time. That means that it should come to your mentor at least 2 weeks before its scheduled delivery time, and to the Toastmaster of the day in the week when they are going to present the speech, if you are using a presentation, so that you have adequate time to prepare. A professional speech should sound professional, in my opinion. And that's pretty much about it. Before I close, I would like to share with you the vision of professional speakers going forward. We are looking to seek assignments in professional speaking and getting paid for them. So we are probably going to be a club that becomes an organization, so to speak. There are organizations, there are corporates who go and form clubs. We are going to be a club, and that is my vision, that we are going to be a club that becomes an organization, that becomes the first stop shop when it comes to a requirement of a trainer, to a requirement of a speaker, a keynote speech, a presenter. And this requires, above all things, commitment. So please make sure that you attend the meetings of professional speakers regularly, so that you can reap the benefits. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of people join Toastmasters because they want to improve their communication and leadership skills. A lot of people do not have the vision of becoming a professional speaker. If anything else, today I want you to go back with a vision to become a professional speaker. Whether or not you join this club is a different matter. Whether or not you become a professional speaker is a different matter. Because at its worst, you will become a better speaker, and at its best, you will get paid for speaking. Thank you so much for being such a patient audience. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.